Can we get a little commotion for the cardigan? And it's unraveling. Great, great, great. Hi, welcome back. I made this cardigan and you can definitely see it. Today I wanted to do something fun. I'm participating in a readathon. I know, such an OG booktube thing. I'm participating into the magical readathon. This is the video announcement for the spring semester that has just started. You have to create a character and then pick essentially your profession or what you're studying, and then there are prompts. So I have 6 books that I have to read this spring semester, and so I thought we could do this together and I could pick my spring TBR 6 different ways. The first prompt is a reread. This is the easiest one because I have just finished reading a Danmei, so a Chinese web novel that got turned into like a physical formatted book. I read the fan translation of Nanchun. It's an epic journey that follows a fallen deity and a demon, a carp demon that wants to eat him. Very fun, very hard-hitting, especially when you get to the flashback chapters. Oh, those were brutal. But I really want to read the official translations now that they're out for the first and second volume. So I think I'll reread the first volume in the official translation that is coming to my house very soon. For the second pick, we have to get creative because I have a day of the week in the title. Do I actually have a book that is day of the week in the title? Let's see. I have so many books that are in Italian, so maybe I have like an Italian day of the week in these books. Please, do I have it? I don't have a single physical book with a day of the week in the title. That's upsetting. You know what? That's not upsetting at all. That just means that I can go book shopping without feeling too bad about it. That's a win in my book. I'll leave it to the Alice in the future to tell you which book I picked for this special prompt. Hi, it's Alice from the future. If you see that the room is tilted, I cannot do anything about it. I'm recording this on my MacBook. But I selected 2 picks for the day of the week, which was so hard. Everything was a thriller, and I don't really like thrillers, and they were all like the same exact plot except on different days. So the first one that I picked, which is a little bit of a cheat, it's Christmas with Doll People. This is a book that I picked from Tumblr way back when, and it's a self-insert from the author that describes this Christmas dinner with people who are so dull and stupid, and he is the mastermind. He is such an interesting and intelligent man. You delve into the mind of a person in a way that it's sometimes very irritating, but sometimes very interesting. Is Christmas Day technically a day of the week? Yes, I say that it is, because whatever else would you call Christmas Day? It's Christmas. It's a day of the week. And the other one, which is a little bit less of a cheat, is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is in academic rivals to lovers, I think. They hate each other because they want the same thing in the future, like they have to be the best students, and then they have a day together, I think, and they have to make the most of it, and it's magical. I think that's plot. And I'm going to put these 2 books on my TikTok, I think, on the day that I'm posting this, and I'm letting my TikTok subscribers decide which one of the 2, and I'm also going to put them on the YouTube tab so that you can choose. So this is going to be way more fun. Back to Pastalis. Oh, the third one is so mean. So you have to roll a dice. You can roll it 3 times, and the dice tells you which book in a series you have to read. If I roll the dice and it tells me number 4, I have to read a 4th book in a series. Either I'm in the middle of the series and I pick book 4 because that's the book that I have to read, or I could read a series of like companion novels, like standalones that are also in a series, like in the same universe, and I could read that one. That's very popular in romances. So I am a failed nerd. I cannot for the life of me find a D6 die. I will do what I used to do when I used to play D&D online, and I will go to D&D dice roller. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make things easier for myself, I will roll it 3 times, and the highest, not the highest number, the easiest number I will pick, and then I will pick the series that I'm reading. Okay, here we are. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, these are very good. Either, I don't think I will pick the 5. I could pick either 1 or 2. Let me think about the series that I'm in the middle of. Oh, okay. I have it. I am in the middle of the Dungeon Crawl Carl series, and the second book has finally come out in Italy in the Italian translation. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so the technically third book is going to be Dungeon Crawler Carl Volume 2. I'm going to pick it up next week at my local bookstore. I just pre-ordered it. Well, I just ordered it because it was sold out, because so many people are reading this series. I'm so excited. This is so fortuitous. The 4th prompt, it has to be a book that it's in a bestsellers list, and the organizer was actually kind of kind on this one, because it could be like a in bookstore bestsellers list. So a few books come into mind. Let me pick them up, because I have bought a lot of those. I technically have 2 picks for this prompt, because I'm an overachiever. I love to ruin my life and my day and my hours. The first one is technically King of Envy by Anna Huang. This was in the UK bestsellers list, and I believe a lot of other bestsellers lists. Anna Huang sells like hotcakes. This is technically not the first book in the series, but this is the one that I'm currently listening to on audiobook. The problem with this is that I wanted a palate cleanser between Non-chan, which was a very, very high fantasy dense book. So good though, so good. And my next read, so I was like, I know that Anna Huang writes very fun books to pass the time, and I had the credit for this audiobook, so I started it. I think I am 45% of the way through right now. And is it good? No, not really. But is the writing good? No, not really. Is the plot? The characters? Not really. Am I entertained? So much. So this one is one that is technically a little bit of a cheating answer, because I'm definitely going to read this one, and I'm in like over 45% of the way through. And then I have Monstrilio. This is a very weird edition for Monstrilio. You probably know this one. This is a horror novel that's also queer and talks about grief, while King of Envy was a story about a mute man that talks in sign language. So I think it's American Sign Language. I believe so. And he was once in a gang, a very underground gang that did something terrible to him and his brother, tortured him, left him full of scars. And he's so in love with this model that is betrothed to his best friend, but it's a marriage of convenience. But only the girl, like the model and the best friend know, so our main lead doesn't. Kind of confusing, very, very stupid. This is a bit of a whiplash from that, because this is the story of a mother who loses her child very, very young, and then from a piece of his lung, I believe, either lung or a piece of his internal organ, she tries to recreate her child. She kind of succeeds, but the thing that emerges is not her son. It's a little monster. Not an evil monster by any means, but it's a monster. And then she has to live with the choices that she made. And everybody told me that this is so incredibly beautiful and sad, but also queer and a little bit funny. So all over the place, but just the meaning was that it was good. It was in the, I think, last year's nominee for the Choice Awards on Goodreads for 2 prizes. And I'm meeting with the author on the International Book Fair in Turin next month. So I really, really should read this. Oh, now next. a book with unusual formatting. Right now, I'm also reading another book and then I have another answer. So right now, I am reading Vermis. How should I describe this? This is a manual for a retro dark fantasy video game that never existed. And inside, you can see that it's clearly a manual. If you've ever picked up a D&D manual for a campaign, it's like that. Or even those Pokemon guides back in the day that would tell you, turn left, turn right, there's a treasure there. But it becomes kind of like a novel in which you explore this world that it's so dark and creepy and very reminiscent of Elden Ring. I just started it, so I read like definitely just 2 pages and it's so cool. But also, I picked up a book today, which I'm very excited about. This is an Italian book called Le stelle mobili del sottosuolo, which means the mobile stars of the underground. It's by an author that was from my hometown, and the city in this book is based on my hometown. I will show you the formatting before telling you what it is about. So it's normal text, and then you'll have chapters which are, just a very brief thought that could be a dream, like it's another story intersecting with that other story. And then there are places in which there are 2 stories at once. So we have the cursive, the italics, and the normal prose. And then you have the drawings. I count this as unusual formatting because everything is different from chapter to chapter. And this is a story about our protagonist called Antonio. He wants to end his life. So he's like, I am going to jump from my building. And the moment that he does, gravity turns upside down. So everything is now upside down. The buildings are upside down. The gravity functions on the other way. So you're constantly with your feet pointing to the sky, and the roads are upside down, and the plumbing is upside down. And this is all that I know because the bookseller that told me that she loved this book was so animatedly talking about it. And I was like, this is based on my hometown, and it talks about like weird gravity shenanigans. This is so cool. Oh, and this is, I think, the funniest things, or the funnest, the most fun. I have to pick the first enticing book I see on social media. I thought about doing this on Instagram, but I don't really like any of the books that I saw on Instagram. There was a lot of Sarah J. Maas, which I don't really like. Loads of romanticists, which are not really my genre. So I went on to TikTok, but TikTok only recommended me books that I've already read, and I didn't want to go on my saved folders. So there's still one, technically a social media app that I could use, and that's Pinterest. Let's bring these bad boys out again. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we are on my Pinterest. As you can see, I have no idea why there's so much food this time around, but it's very like mountain aesthetics and paintings and what people believe to be the Italian Bella Vita. But sometimes I also get books. So let's just scroll for a bit and then see if I find anything. Why are there so many quotes? What is happening to my Pinterest? What have I searched? Oh, I know what this is. This is my mother searching for things to post on Facebook on my Pinterest. So let's scroll for a while and I'll meet you when I see something enticing. Okay, after much scrolling, I think I found it. If you don't know, I love the series Prince of the Sorrows. It's basically a Cruel Prince if it was meaner and also much gayer. The protagonist is very, very different from Jude. He is a changeling, but a part of the changeling in which a human child gets brought into the Fey world and then they leave a Fey child. Saffron is the human child that got brought into the Fey world, and the only thing that he wants is to live in peace and study at this wonderful academy that is only for rich fays and for the people who have had like a patron saint or a very, very powerful fae that is a patron to this human child. So he goes and blackmails someone who he thinks, oh, this is just another rich stupid phase. No, this is one of the princes of the phase, and Saffron steals his real name, which is a really, really big thing. And then they start to work together because there's something wrong with the magic of the phase lately, especially the magic that is keeping the royal family alive. And I read the first 3 books. Wonderful, especially the 3rd book is so good. And the 4th book has come out. Unfortunately, I started it and I realized I don't remember a lot of the 3rd book because it has been such a long time. And so I had made a pact with myself that I really should reread the 3rd book that I loved so much. And I think it's time because Herald of the Witch's Mark is the one that I picked from my Pinterest. Yeah, I think my mom did irreparable damage to my Pinterest feeds. It's all chock full of quotes, but sometimes you get a book recommendation and you're like, yeah. I have my TBR, which is unfortunately only 2 physical books deep, but I will get Dungeon Crawl Carl Volume 2 and the others. I will get Nanchan. I will get Alice from the Future will decide a book for the day of the week because I'm sure that there's one. I'm just way too stupid to think about it. And so yeah, this is going to be my spring TBR. I'm so excited. This is a very good stock of books. So the video's over. I hope I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be a vlog, a very exciting vlog because you decided it. I posted on the YouTube tab that I was letting you choose what the vlog was going to be, and the 5-star pick was tied, so I'll see what I can do with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have some social fun time there, especially on TikTok, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Mwah.